EFCS good instrument to start, not only for EFCS but also for the companies, a good instrument to start the company's physical activity promotion program. It is also a means of increasing this type of services in the company, and it will open the discussion in the company about physical activity, about health. While in the Flemish Federation, when it is organizing activities, we have noticed that if we use qualified trainers and a kind of personal buddies, that will incite people to start to move, to start to practice. Well, of course, we need to convince senior management to support the action. We have tried to organize our actions and are promoting our actions through the help of a champion, of a personality in its own field. We have also an open and honest communication about the risk factors. This is also always a question that companies ask. Okay, we can organize activities, but what if someone gets injured? What if he gets ill for some or the other reason related to his activity? So we have an open and honest communication about the risk factors, but also about the benefits. We monitor the benefits, and we organize, and that's first very important also, we organize easy accessible, free activities at the workplace, which are aimed at a non or less active worker. And we get also, or we try to get the support from the trade unions. Success factors are that there is no obligation. It all comes from the worker. He has to have the willpower and the engagement to enter into an activity. When the company has its own dressing rooms, showers, equipments, shelters and whatever, this is also a great asset towards the organization of an activity. Because lots of people, lots of workers, they don't want to leave the company, at least not in Belgium. They don't want to leave the company, but they want to be active in the company itself, during midday, for example, or after business hours. We also try to have or to hire a qualified coach, which he has a positive influence. If there is no hired or qualified coach, that will be a negative point for the worker, because sometimes he quickly says, okay, I stop with that activity, I don't go anymore further with that. So stimulating factors are the correct information about possibilities regarding an individual health program. We give medical advice, or we try to give medical advice. We incite the companies to give their workers a free health check and good guidance. And an active workplace award or certificate could be an asset for the individual worker and for the company. As I said, let's go to a private company, the Bank van Breda in Antwerp. Not a big company, about 400 people, 403 people, 403 staff. They had, in fact, bad sick leave rate during lots of years. And they started to think about how can we cope with that, how can we turn over these figures. They had the opportunity after relocation. They got a new office somewhere built, and they constructed a fitness room in the basement. They told the staff that they could practice before and after business hours, and also during lunchtime. They hired a skilled trainer and coach, and what was important, and what is important, this action is still going on, that the worker signs a one-year contract with the company, with one goal to reach an average fitness level of 4.5 on a scale of 7. This fitness level was measured through a cycle test. If the worker got only 1 point on the test, that meant that he was that he didn't have a good condition. So for him, improving his level from 1 to 2 or to 3 was already a big step. So the worker had to sign a 1-year contract with the company, with that engagement to, improve his fitness level. 154 participants out of 403 staff participated, which is enormous. What was important for that success was that there was a social pressure to do well. The people, well, the workers, they started that campaign, that activity, and they didn't want to get ridiculous in front of their colleagues. They wanted to persevere, they wanted to continue their activity and to increase their fitness level. So there was a social pressure, not only because of signing that contract with the company, but also towards their colleagues. So this was, in fact, a win-win situation as well for the company as for the worker. And that was awarded in 2009 by the Flemish government with the Fit Company 2009 award. So this was a small example of how a company can deal with the health aspect and the movement aspect in the company. So that's all for me. I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. I hope you have learned something about it. I hope you have got a better idea about EFCS, about the members of EFCS, what they are doing to cope with the health aspect, to cope with movement, to incite people to move more than they do at this moment. Thank you for your attention, and also thanks to the organizer for giving me the opportunity to give this presentation. Thank you. In fact, in France, for example, they have the support of their, for example, the National Federation of Football. So company sport in France is part of, is one part. You have the Professional Football Association, Federation. You have also the amateur league, and besides you have the company sport. So they are on the same level. Of course, the top level is something else, but they are treated on the same level. In Belgium, for example, we have very few support from government. So, and in all those 29 countries, the approach towards company sport is different. Not in every country exists the term company sport. It's somewhere in Finland, for example, it's part of sport for all. But in Belgium, for example, there exists a national and a regional federation for company sport. But it's not really recognized as such. So we get some money from government, but there it ends. So, and it's very few money. In Holland, for example, company sport exists, but the national federation is not recognized as such as well. So, on the contrary, in Germany, there's a big company sport movement. They have quite a lot of members, companies, individuals. So it's very difficult to say. Well, in the whole of Europe, company sport is dealt with in the same way. So it's very difficult. And figures, okay, we had a survey several years ago, about 7 or 8 years ago, and then we asked every country, how many members do you have? And that was a difficult question for the federation, because a member in one country, a member was a company, in the other country was a member, the individual. So, but in the end we managed to get a figure of about 20 million people who are affiliated in one or another way to the company sport federation. Is that an answer to your question?
Okay.